Hello, guys. Welcome back to the channel. We're live today for session number 71 of Carnivore Muscle Ramblings. Myself, the host, Jonathan Griffiths, aka Carnivore Muscle, aka Composition Consultant, aka Jonathan. I'm also joined today with Coach Nicole from Former Fat Girl, who's a special guest today. She may be on intermittently in the future as well, so it'd be great to have her on. How you doing, Nicole?
And Wilma.
And Wilma. How's she doing?
She's doing good. She's doing good. I'm trying to stop her from chewing on my cords, but yeah, no, things have been good. It's been a hot minute since I've been on with you, Jonathan. I've missed your big face. I missed your big head.
This one. I've got to remember where the camera is because I've got a whole different setup now. So it's an absolute nightmare trying to navigate what's going on, what's not. And I've got hair on my microphone. Lovely. Okay. Yeah, it's been a while. We haven't actually recorded anything since must have been maybe 2 months ago now, maybe nearly right about then, before Christmas.
Yeah, but we have a recording scheduled for Saturday. I don't know when it's going to be released, but yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that'd be a good one. That's probably a reaction video. I think the video itself's about 10-15 minutes long.
Yeah, but Jonathan and I will make it like 2 hours. It's fine.
We'll find a way to make it 2 hours. We'll find a way. Yeah, life's pretty good, pretty chill. Just so everyone knows, if you do have a question, guys, put them in the question box through my channel or Nicole's. We'll happily answer them. Yeah, that's about it, really. I mean, what's going on at the moment, Nicole? I know you've started some new things, got some new services going out. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm still focusing on emotional eating and food freedom and all that stuff, but I might kind of scale back the reaction videos a little bit, kind of mix it up and dive more into hormones and emotional eating and all that stuff, like things I'm actually passionate about and want to help people with. So, and I also am going to start recording my workout sessions. I just got an Insta360 camera, so I'm going to use that and start recording workout sessions. So yeah, I'm going to start mixing up my content a little bit.
Yeah, sounds cool. It'd be nice to have a different kind of, scenery. I mean, we're all talking heads on here. It gets pretty dull after a while.
Yeah.
I made a video a while ago where I thought the content or the information within it was absolutely rubbish, but because I was walking outside, it got 2,500 views.
Yeah, it was good.
I don't know. I didn't think it's like I thought it's nothing new that I've not told people before. I was quite surprised.
Yeah, people, I don't know, I think relate more to not in front of the computer staring at the webcam in a hobbit house. I don't know. I think people relate to a hobbit house. I don't know about your dark background.
Yeah, I went for the black green screen. Went for old school black green screen. It's actually Jerome Armstrong who told me to do this quite a while ago, but it seems to be the only way I can get my lighting somewhat okay. And I've got additional lighting if I need it, just in case. But lighting up your face in the screen is really hard work when you're doing this at 7-8 o'clock at night.
Oh, honestly, guys. True.
Yeah, so whenever someone sees me online, the chances are it's either stupidly early o'clock in the morning, talking to Bart K, the other side of the planet, or with you. But then the thing is, if I wanted to have you on or any of the American guests on, I'll be filming this and say it was a good time for me. It'd be not a good time for you, so we wouldn't be able to do it. It'd be near impossible. So yeah, we make do, but this seems to work all right.
Yeah. Well, before we get in, we do have a question, and Jonathan gave me button access. Look, I can pop stuff on the screen too. But what's been new with you? You've been pumping out the content like a madman.
I've been doing loads of shorts, lots of instructional videos. It seems to be that people really like them. Is in that I get a good response from them.
Yeah.
I kind of noticed now, like, view count doesn't mean that much. Ultimately, it's for me, how much does that view relate to someone actually learning something or gaining something from it? In that, do they gain subscription? Are they a channel member? Do they leave a comment below? Do they thank me personally for it? That tells me, oh, that's a useful video. So I'm all for it. I can take that. Outside of that, a few more different videos. I've changed my video style, editing style a little bit. A bit more intensive, so I'll scale back down my video in terms of pre-record videos down to twice per week as opposed to 3+. Yeah. I'm still doing lots of shorts, a short video, like a minute training video every 2 or 3 days. The idea is I have a catalogue of exercises that people can look at and say, oh, that's how we do a chest press, for example. Outside of that, life's not too bad. I've got an update on my surgical intervention, which is they're going to basically sever or burn my nerves in my right hip, which would be quite good.
Oh,
For as long as it lasts. So apparently 85% efficacy for up to about 1 year in terms of pain relief. So I'll take it.
nice.
If that doesn't work, I'm screwed. And I could have basically a drop foot or a leg that doesn't really work. So I could also be sat down behind a screen doing nothing all day rather than going to the gym, walking the dog like I did earlier. So we'll go one of two ways, but I can't bear this anymore. It's got ridiculous. It's been a year now since I've had issues with my hip as a result of surgery. So, life has to go on. We've got to do something about it.
Yeah, that's terrible. I have an orthopedic appointment tomorrow actually because of my my glute. I don't know if it's my sciatic nerve or what it is, but yeah, it's my leg just stopped working a couple times last week, and I tried deadlifting and I lost like 20 pounds strength just in 2 weeks because my right glute and hamstrings just didn't want to fire on all cylinders. So I'm gonna have them check that out tomorrow and see what the protocol is and what's what. But yeah, it's quite uncomfortable.
Yeah, I've changed my program a little bit as well. So I'm doing upper lower body split now. Just a bit more frequency. I found that for me really comes down to just how hard I work when it comes to leg training. Whether I train once per week, 3 times per week for leg, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
How much work do I do over a given period of time? And I think for me, just laying off how to put it, the volume, but increasing the frequency of leg training might be a bit better for me for now. But it's an experiment, always reinventing ourselves. There's no absolute perfect way to create a training program. So basically, I'm doing a intermediate program now rather than an advanced program. But we'll see. I started the other day, so we'll see how it progresses. It might last a week, and I might think it's trash. So who knows?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, should we get some questions? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think we got at least one.
Yeah, if you want to press the buttons, you feel free. I don't.
Oh,
really
you
mind.
want me to push the buttons? I'm the button pusher,
Press
so
them.
I'm the guest,
Awesome.
and then you put me to work. I see how it is.
Yeah.
Well, we can at least start out by welcoming people into the chat. How about that?
That's a good start.
We could say, we could say Simpson's going to catch the replay. Well, hello, Simpson. In the future, you have a new channel member. Check that out, Aggravator.
Thank you for joining. Appreciate that. A
There you
friend
go.
of Bart's and a friend of mine.
Nice.
Yeah,
I gifted
appreciate that.
5
Thank you.
memberships because you can gift 10 memberships a month, and it's the end of the month. I've been slacking, and it keeps gifting to the same 5 people. So I'm not sure what's up with that.
I think it comes down to who actively used your channel and who watched your stuff and who's on it at the time. It does. They're not going to say I've got 7,000 subscribers nearly. It's not going to give them to the people that haven't watched a video in a year.
Yeah.
Realistically, so I think that could be it. So your most frequent viewers, I imagine.
Well, Carrie is listening while working. We appreciate you. What's up, Michelle? All right, so we got Rick with his rubber duckies. We got Matthew. Welcome back, Nicole. Thank you. And I believe he also likes my Hobbit house. I appreciate it. And we got Z in the house.
Big Z.
I'm not even going to attempt that. Sorry. I just call you Z. All right. First question. Just wanted your take on
Testosterone.
There you go. If you used it with any success, ? Jonathan, that's all you.
Yeah, it's a plant. It's meant to be like a plant hormone, a mimetic sort of thing. It doesn't work. It's a waste of money. Forget about onion extract. Forget about Fidogia. Forget about Tribulus. Forget about DAA. Forget about all of it. Anything that does work comes from a pharmacy. That's the hard truth. And outside of like the nutrition hacks, the health hacks, being healthy, just doing the stuff you should be doing anyway each day, it's not going to give you anything. Anything that would give you anything has probably been banned. I think it wouldn't even be worth it for 5% increase in testosterone, because that'd be accompanied with 5% increase in estrogen, which trails behind testosterone, which pretty much nullify the effect, and that you won't benefit from that ratio. Your body is exactly as it's meant to be right now without all the extra biohacks, I think. So you could throw things off potentially if that was the case. Is it going to yield more androgenicity? Is it going to yield more muscle mass? No. Do any studies point towards it being helpful? No. It's just simply rodent studies, which may be a bit mechanistic, or a bit reductionist, which extrapolate, look at one single variable, one hormone, one little thing in the body, and say, oh, it's great. It increased this by 400% in 4 minutes. Okay, great. What does it do the rest of the day? So waste time, all of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know nothing about that.
But
Matthew says, I've struggled with my knee since I was 17. I hurt it playing football and a moped accident. I don't walk well, but can do leg extensions, leg curls, and leg presses in the gym using HIIT. Yes, that is where my issues stem from. I've had multiple knee surgeries, same knee, which caused misalignment in my lower lumbar, my hip, and all those things. Because after you go through extensive reconstructive knee surgery, I couldn't start physical therapy until 4 months because I had to wait for the bone to heal and all that stuff. Yeah, things kind of got jacked up, and it's not been the same since, and now it's nerve stuff going on. So leg curls, I don't know. I did some research, and as far as like leg curls, like working your hamstrings and stuff, when it comes to sciatica, I'm guessing that's what it is. Hopefully, I'll get an official diagnosis tomorrow. But they actually recommended not doing squats, obviously, and they actually recommended not doing any hamstring work too. So um, I just worked upper body yesterday, but yeah, I used to do leg press like crazy and leg curls and all that, but I don't know if I'm able to do that at the moment.
yeah, you'll find a pinch point, Nicole. So you'll find a part in the movement which irritates your back or your hips or your knees. For me, I prefer a seated leg curl in that it works more of the stretch position. Now, because my back is here, I'm sat down. That's my leg going out. That's my ankle. Because this muscle here, the glutes are stretched. I'm not all pinched up in that lower back, that SI joint region. So a seated leg curl is better for me. Whereas if I was to lying one, my upper back's like that. My lower body's like that. The likelihood of me pinching is much higher. There's less bracing. So there's more room for error in terms of like hamstring, glute kind of irritation. So I guess you just need to find out which one works better for you. And if you do it, maybe do one leg at a time. Rotate your knee in the way that feels more appropriate, less sore. You'll find something you can do, I'm sure. I just don't know what it is yet until you do it.
Yeah, me same.
Sames.
Once a week man, I love that. Question: in 50s films, everyone is really slim, but they all ate lots of carbs. Other than macros, what are the biggest factors causing obesity today? That is such a loaded question. Um, I'll do my like brief take. Now, there's a lot that goes into this, but the one thing I will say is they ate, I would say, in the 50s, fruits and vegetables still, but the difference between then and now is the sheer amount of just pure sugar people are eating. Ultra processed foods that are at all-time highest. Food addictions, binge eating, all these things are at its all-time peak because those ultra processed foods are made to be addictive on purpose. They actually have psychologists on staff to help market these products to get to your psyche. So they market it in a way to where they entice you to buy those things, and they strip all the nutrients. These food processors and manufacturers strips all the nutrients out of these foods and replace them with sugar, sodium, and fat, not the fat that we're eating in steak and stuff, like the not so good fat. And that's what they replace those nutrients with. So it's nothing but addictive foods that light up your brain. So that's one. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily the carbs itself. It's the types of carbs you're eating. It's not the apples that are giving people, food addictions and all those things. It's that prepackaged garbage that people are eating, the convenience foods, the fast foods, and stuff like that. So it's not like people are addicted to the fries or addicted to the oils that the fries are fried in and things like that. So that's what the difference is between now and then. On a brief level, it's just the all the sugar and the ultra processed foods that people are eating now that weren't available in the 50s and before, that are available in abundance now.
Yeah, well said. I absolutely agree. Like you said at the beginning of your pros, there's a million things it comes down to. It's not one thing. I'd look at the terrain that these people had, both internal and external. So, for example, you see these people down the beach, they're slim, they're eating lots of ice creams and, I don't know, picnic sandwiches and things like that. Okay, great. They're also grounding, they're getting more sunlight exposure, so they're depleting deuterium. They're gaining more electrons for the electron transport chain to produce ATP from the sun, which we don't do nowadays. I'd imagine I don't think there's hard science, but I'd imagine the average person now spends less time getting sunlight than they did 50 years ago, for example, in that there's a lot more to do inside than outside. Beforehand, we didn't have all this technology, all these screens, laptops, phones, stuff we can do that with, But yeah, I'd say largely speaking, it comes down to that, and also the quality of food that we do have. Our gut microbiomes are different, so we seem to crave or apparently need more carbohydrates because we have that inhibition to eat more of them because they're hyperpalatable, more processed, stuff like that. Probably less active. We're not cycling around as much. We're not kicking a football in the park as much. And it comes down from childhood. So every generation that comes up from that initial, laptop, iPhone, Tamagotchi era, that was ours from, it's definitely made a huge impact in terms of what we do. And that's affected our appetite. I'd say people are more miserable nowadays because there's more social pressure. Sadly to admit, I'm in the wet wipe era, the snowflake era, which is not ideal. So people can't tolerate things nowadays. They don't deal well with stress. Anxiety is on the rise. Depression is on the rise. People emotionally binge eat, and it seems to make them feel better. I was one of those people when I was very depressed. I seemed to binge eat everything. I'd eat just everything under the sun. Ice cream, cookies, donuts, chips, crisps, whatever. I didn't care. Just about feeling stuffed about. And I think that's kind of a way of punishing myself in a way for no reason at all. It's just the brain chemistry got absolutely wiped out from that constant dopamine response. So that's something I'm way better with now. I haven't binged in a really long time. I can't even think how long. But if I do have something off plan, it's well managed, it's measured, and it's not an absolute guilt fest. I don't do it and think, oh, I shouldn't have done that. It's more, I had a meal at family, wasn't too bad, enjoyed it. It's pretty much keto carnivore, good enough for me. I don't seem to die from it, and I quite enjoy it, so it's worth it for me. So that less dogmatic approach seems to be really helpful for me right now. Other things to include, I mean, nowadays we have about 60 to 70,000 new products come to the supermarket shelves each year, whereas before, virtually none. How are we going to repackage or reprocess milk? You got milk, butter, dairy, cream, cheese. Okay, great. Now we can put cheese in a fried roll with chips and all sorts of things. Home cooking doesn't really exist. There's not really much homegrown food. Yeah, they're the main things I think of when it comes to that, but there's heaps more. We'll be here all day.
I mean, they're putting candy in candy. They're putting Reese's Pieces in Reese's cups, pretzels in Reese's cups. Like, they're stuffing everything in Reese's cups now. But yeah, they're putting candy in candy because I guess Reese's cups isn't enough candy. They have to put more candy in the candy. So I mean, it's just our food is just getting so ridiculous.
Yeah, we see that over here. We're starting to get. I'd say we're about 5 years behind you, 5 to 10 years in terms of like our food system. So maybe like about 5-6 years ago, we started to get Pop-Tarts over here. So we've had about 3 flavors.
Oh,
Now there's a few more flavors we can get. You guys started the marshmallow in cereal
s'mores.
thing. Yeah,
Like the
all those
Lucky Charms.
Captain Crunch. Any cereal with chocolate in it or fruit pieces in it with extra stuff in it, little cake pieces or chocolate pieces. That was a new thing. The same we go to cinema now. When we used to go to cinema, it used to be sweet or salted. Then it was sweet and salted. Then it was sweet, salted, and bits in it, Oreos and Skittles and I don't know, M&Ms, whatever it is. So yeah, it's gone crazy now. Everywhere we go, it's a food fest. So I just limit my exposure to all this stuff. I don't mess around on social media. I'm not active on social media. Social media for me is a outwards broadcast. It's not a inwards broadcast.
Yeah.
Same my phone. My phone isn't to connect with other people. It's people to connect with me. In terms of like selling my services, things like that. So I don't mess around on online anymore. I try not to get into too many fights, and hopefully it improves some sort of dopamine response in my brain. So I'm not likely going to go in the carb-centric model way of eating again. So yeah,
No
that's
internet
it
battles.
for me. I fight so much, honestly. Can't help it.
What's
People keep
up,
being wrong.
David? What's that?
People keep being wrong. Really gets on my
Oh,
nerves.
yeah, I just ignore people now. What's up, David? David has lots of questions in this. What subs do you use, if any? Stimulants? Question mark. I used to use pre-workout. I do not anymore. So yeah, I personally don't use any. Every once in a while, I'll drink tea. Technically, that's a stimulant, like black or just regular black hot tea, especially on a cold day. But I don't take anything on a regular basis. How about you, Jonathan?
I'd take a myriad of things right now. I'm under a different protocol, a naturopathic protocol. One of them is HSV1 and EBV. So that means I'm doing something for a period of time, then I'm not using it. So I'm not taking it forever. That protocol is a very high dose of vitamin C, a very high dose of zinc, half a B complex tablet a day, taurine, which I use anyway, citrulline, which I use anyway. So a lot of pre-workout kind of things, stuff like that. I mean, creatine very occasionally if I can be bothered to remember to take it. Protein powder, if that counts.
I don't know, would
Omega-3
that count as a
sometimes.
stimulant, though? I mean, I use protein
Not
powder.
as a not as a stimulant, no, but in
Yeah,
terms of like
the
supplement,
sup
I'd say
yeah,
it's a supplemental food.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a processed food nonetheless, but
Creatine is one of those supplements that well, that and protein powder, whey protein powder, I think are, 2 of the myriad of supplements that at least have some, benefits behind it. A lot of the supplements on the market really are just hogwash.
yeah, I used to come from that side of things. I used to have boxes of things. I'd sit there like supplements, But the reason why I'm doing this protocol right now is so I don't have to take medication in the future. So I'm on one medication right now. I don't want to be in it forever. I've been in it for every year now. So the moment I tick that off and say I no longer need this medication, I'm going to live longer for it. So that's my end point. That's why I'm doing this right now. And I wish I could say the carnivore diet would fix it because great, I'll just do that, but it hasn't fixed it. So
It won't f
just goes
yeah,
to show.
and that drives me crazy about some people, like, carnivore diet will fix everything. No, I mean, diet is powerful, but it doesn't fix everything. It helps with most things, but unfortunately, it's not the cure for everything. It'll improve things, like, it improve my knee pain and all that, but it's not, like, cured, obviously, if you will. It's just helped.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a structural issue that you and I
Correct.
both have for different
Yeah,
things. We can't change our structural
right.
problem.
Our
We can
bone.
change our movement patterns. We can change our therapies. We can change our exercise, what we do day to day. If I sit like this or I sat like that, that'll impact me next day. Diet's a lever as well, but there's only so far it can take us because you didn't naturally get injured. I didn't naturally get injured. This was
Yeah.
something that was done to me. So
I
it
don't
means
think
something has to
screws and
come in to fix me.
titanium in both of our bodies are normal. Like we
It's not
both have
natural.
hardware. Yeah. I don't think I was
Yeah,
born with hardware.
yeah, I highly doubt that.
That would be cool though, if I were born a quarter bionic.
Sounds right.
So, what's up, Mike? One good knee exercise is walking backwards. It can help you to restore proper tendon functionality and improve range of motion. It's more like a PT kind of exercise, but may help knee pain. Yeah, I also do. I've actually never tried walking backwards. I have these resistance bands that I put around my feet and I kind of like get into like a high squat position and kind of sidestep and that kind of helps my hips open up and stuff like that. That helps a lot. It's pretty painful, my IT band and all that. But yeah, I haven't tried walking backwards.
It's meant to be very effective.
Yeah.
Something to do with training the tibialis anterior on the front of the shin, and the ankle muscles surrounding it seems to be useful for the knee. And it's not going to fix your problem immediately, but if you've got knee pain, working all the muscles around it seems to be helpful,
Yeah.
apparently. So I can get behind that.
Oh, he's taking a thing out of Jonathan's book. See, I'm wearing sleeves, but
It's
you
my
can't.
my playbook.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll do a quick
Whip
one.
it out. Look at that. Look at that baby bump. I'm just kidding.
Not bad. I've been very, very low food intake for about 5-6 weeks now, so I'm feeling quite slender, put it that way.
Are you feeling hungry?
I wake up at 4 a.m. hungry as
Oh,
hell.
geez,
Like,
yeah.
yes, I've been trying to backload my food a bit, so I ate quite a big meal just before this.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it's 7 p.m. or after
Yeah,
7. I need to start wearing short sleeves when I come on stream with you so I can, like so you can see my little baby
so
bump.
ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's worth a go. I mean, you can't neglect these things. It's got to be done.
Yeah, I'm never prepared. I don't think I'm prepared enough.
Mm.
Alright, once a week man, speaking of food, are there any good carnivore restaurants? I mean, you can go to any steak place, any burger place, and just get a slab of meat without the bun. I mean, you can make anything, carnivore. We go to a bunch of restaurants here, and I just don't eat the sides if it comes with sides. I just say no bun, and no toppings. So, I mean, you don't have to necessarily I don't think there's a carnivore restaurant unless you like a steakhouse, if that's what you mean. But yeah, you can pretty much make anything carnivore. Unless you go to a vegan restaurant, you're screwed, and I don't recommend that.
Yeah, I think this is Paul. I hope his name's Paul. I've spoken with him before, so I know who it is.
Okay.
But he's from the London area near me. Over here, we're quite limited by our restaurant choices.
Ah.
All I've found really, like the best we can actually do, seems to be going to places like Nando's. I went there a week and a half ago. I'm going there again on Thursday, I think, my friend. And I just bought a whole chicken marinated in whatever. You can choose it plain as well, probably. So you can get a whole chicken. That's good enough. About £15, so about $18-20. Other things are triple cheeseburgers with no bun, no sauce, no salad from McDonald's. The other one is if you can find a teppanyaki grill or a Korean barbecue. That will be marinated and stuff, but it's not the worst thing to have. Our options include a Brazilian steakhouse. Other options include going for roast dinner on a Sunday and just getting the meats, the beef or the lamb or the turkey. Other options include, pretty much like you said, like a burger without the bun, mostly. There's not a lot over here. I mean, we can go to a place called Weatherspoons. So it's a bit like it's like a British chain franchise pub sort of thing. So every town near enough has one. So it's quite affordable. And I'll just get a skinny cheeseburger, so without the bun, without the chips. It might have a salad next to it or something. You just ignore that. You just add in extra egg, you can add in extra cheese, add an extra burger patty. So you can do add-ons with some of these places if it's like a big franchise. So that's what I tend to do. I'm having a meal probably, I'd say at the moment, 3 times a month, which is ketovore. So that means it will include some vegetables. So it will include broccoli or carrots, cauliflower, maybe a few peas. Still ketogenic in a sense, but not really carnivore. But I'm having a normal sized portion. I'm not taking a mick. But I'm having it out with family, and I seem to really enjoy it. And it only puts me out for maybe about half a day to a day in terms of how I feel. So it seems to work all right.
How dare you, Jonathan?
Definitely.
Matthew says, Jonathan and Nicole, you both do well considering your injuries, operations. Well done. Thanks, man.
Cheers, appreciate it. Yeah, quite good. Yeah, I
Matthew
mean, it
must
gives
not
you
have
perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess Matthew didn't see my workout video where I was squatting and I was a hot mess. I was like, "I'm so tight, this is not comfortable at all." Now I
Yeah.
know why. Um, what's up, Rick? Do you think that my lack of interest in junk food is genetic or from my dietary choices? I mean, there's epigenetics that um is I don't know how much of a thing that is, but essentially how your environment and how you grew up and stuff like that. I mean, that plays a huge role. Um, what you were fed as a kid. So if you're fed a lot of processed foods, then your chances of having an issue with food are higher than someone who wasn't fed a lot of processed foods. So I mean, when you were a kid, you ate a lot of meat and all that stuff. So of course that plays a huge role in what you eat now and your cravings and all that stuff. Vice me, I ate all the candy and junk and crap, ice cream and all that stuff. Um, and I turned out to have a problem. So I think there is something to be said about the term epigenetics. What do you think, Jonathan?
Yeah, how you brought up makes a big difference towards it. But I know Rick, obviously, he does it out of dismay for the food system and the culture that is a carb-centric culture, the Western diet.
Yeah.
So for him, it's not absurd or difficult for him to do something he looks down upon. You know, I kind of see it myself now because, you know, I've seen people with cancer on the last legs. I've seen lots of ill people. I consult with ill people every single day. I know what it's like. I know what these diets have done to people. I've spoken to, you know, hundreds of ex-vegans,
Yeah.
ex-vegetarians. So I have a dismay for it as well. And I don't judge people for their food choices, but I do judge the diet that they follow itself. And I will say a vegan diet is crap, for example. But I don't judge people unless they're an asshole.
Well said. Well said. So David says hamstring exercises help with knee pain. Yes. The problem with mine is it's more than just the knee now. It's stemming from like my lumbar, like my lower lumbar, my glutes all the way down my leg to where it feels like it's going to give out or just all out stops working. So I think it's a nerve thing at this point. So I pretty much am not squatting or doing hamstring. I'm not doing much lower body right now until I get a diagnosis so I don't make anything worse. But when I was exercising prior to all this nerve stuff, yeah, hamstring exercises, glutes and stuff like that, strengthening around the knee. That's what I did when I rehabbed initially, and it helps a ton. So my quads, my hamstring, my glutes, my core, of course. But unfortunately, I can't work those exercises because that's where my problem area is currently, unfortunately.
Fair.
If it is the sciatic nerve.
Yeah, like I said, you'll find something, Nicole. Add in some isometrics. Maybe you just do, without putting your barring back, just do a squat. You know, just hang around the bottom position. Just hold there for a minute. You know, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
It seems to be when you move the joint, that's when it starts irritating things. So even a wall sit would probably be helpful.
Yeah, when I did, when I was going to chiropractor, I mean, I haven't gone to the chiropractor in a long time, but last time I went, my lower lumbar, I forget which part, but was subluxated, whatever, it was out of position. So I there's something wrong with my lumbar that's causing issues in the nerve, and I think it's related to my knee because, as you know, when you have surgery, you're never the same. You don't move the same, and I think just being disjointed and favoring my left side for so long, kind of my right side kind of got out of whack. But yeah, it went from my knee to now my lower back and down my leg.
Yeah, it's not pleasant at all.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I know.
So David said, how your parents feed you makes a big difference. Most of us are weaned on junk food. Yep, 100%.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've seen that with a lot of people. I don't know anyone that doesn't eat junk food. Now, this would be an interesting question to ask you, Nicole, and also the audience that was watching, listening. So leave a comment in the live chat box. So over here, apparently, it's normal for a child to have a dessert or a piece of chocolate every day.
Mm-hmm.
Is that normal where you are in the world or people in the chat? I mean, for me, that wasn't normal. I'd have a treat maybe once a week, and that would be a chocolate bar or a bowl of ice cream. That would be it.
Yeah. I don't even know when that started, but whenever you go to a restaurant, and I'm sure it's like this in Europe too, if you notice how the menu is, you have apps, soup salads, you have the starters, soup salads, your entree, and then dessert, right? So whenever you get a 3-course meal, you end on dessert. So that's just the culture. I don't know when that started, but yeah, I don't know that my parents fed me. I don't think they necessarily fed me dessert, but if I wanted it, they didn't deny it. But I think that's the norm now, kind of like you have dessert for breakfast. At least here in the US, you have the pancakes, the waffles, all the junk for breakfast. So it's just, yeah, it's just if you think about it, those are desserts. That's pure sugar.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's the culture.
Yeah, I mean, I find that bizarre because I wasn't brought up spoiled, silver spoon in my mouth. I wasn't given everything I wanted. At the same time, I wasn't deprived either. I'm quite grateful for my upbringing and to live in a good home, sort of thing. But saying that, I look at other people's meals and I'd go around my friend's house for lunch or dinner or something. I'm like, you have spaghetti hoops with toast with extra ketchup on it. It's the extra ketchup that got me. I was like, you're having tomato soup with ketchup. I don't know, but the breakfast over here, for the most part, cereal, milk, added sugar, or chocolate cereal bits in it, some sort of special treat, or a few pieces of toast, packet of crisps.
Mhm.
That's what I see a lot of young people eat nowadays. That's
Well, the
it.
breakfasts are tough. Like we went to brunch yesterday was Sunday, right? Yeah, yesterday. And when you look at the menu, it's avocado toast, it's pancakes, it's waffles. It's you can't just get I mean, there's only one option with just eggs, but it comes with potatoes, it comes with toast, it comes with hash browns, it comes with so it's very difficult. For whatever reason, breakfast has become like the hardest meal to order non dessert or sugary foods for whatever reason, at least here in the United States, that's what our food is, and you'll have, like, one option with just eggs, but then it comes with, like, 3 sides of, starches and carbs, but it's all crap, so breakfast, for whatever reason, is the being low carb or a keto, whatever range you're in, it's the hardest meal to go out to eat is breakfast.
That I completely agree. Over here, we can't do it unless we can only do it if we go to a place that does like a morning breakfast buffet sort of thing. We can just pile up the eggs and maybe a bit of cheese and a Greek
Yeah.
yogurt. That's about as good as we can get, and we end up paying loads of money for that. So
Yep.
it's hard to do. I've not had eggs or cheese in about 2 weeks. Fun enough.
Oh.
So effectively, I've been doing a lion plus raw milk plus whey protein diet.
So no eggs?
No eggs and no cheese for 2
Interesting.
weeks. It's part of that naturopathic protocol. So I don't know till I've added them back in if it's been effective or not. But so far, I've reduced my medication down from 2 tablets per day to half of a tablet a day.
Damn,
Um,
nice.
and before, if I drop down from 2 for a day, I'd like miss a dose. That's it. I'm done. So I'm gonna add them back in slowly. So and if maybe next week, if I can be bothered, I'll add them back in. But I do kind of fancy eggs, like a big bowl of like I don't know 8 eggs scrambled up with butter and cheese and stuff. But I'm on a fat loss diet, so it doesn't really work very well. But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
eating a lot of meat at the moment. I'm eating about 3 to 3.5 pounds of meat right now.
Damn.
Yeah, it'll get up to maybe 4 at some point. But I basically just leverage the protein, lower the fat, and it's worked for me really, really well in the past. So I'll do that. It's all about satiety, adherence to the plan, losing fat. I mean, Nicole, what's your thing right now anyway? You trying to lose fat or what's going on?
Yeah, I'm trying to lose fat right now, and then once I drop the last of the fat, I'm obviously gonna body comp. I'm gonna try to tone up and just gain strength, but I'm back to losing fat again. I'm eating three meals a day now, and that seems to work better for me because I found eating twice a day or even once a day I was overeating, so I wasn't losing. So I am
Mhm.
back to eating three times a day. But yeah, right now I have one more pan size to drop, so I'm not at my goal. So my goal is by one. So is this the end of? I'm trying by spring. I want to be at my goal, and then I just want to like fat loss, and then I just want to focus on just building strength.
Sure, sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to get shredded.
You just wanna get well, you don't
Yeah.
have you weren't you weren't morbidly obese. I was borderline morbidly obese, so I have a little bit more to lose. Almost there, I'm almost there.
Yeah, I've got about 8 kilos to lose, so 20 pounds.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, but I'm feeling my body right now, my skin. I'm like, I don't know where this 20 pounds is going to come off, but it's gonna come off. I tell you,
Is
it
it
will come off.
do you have I'm assuming you have some body fat you can lose, or no?
Yeah,
Are you at your goal body fat percentage?
yeah. I mean, I need to get shredded for a competition.
Yeah,
That's in
yeah.
June the 2nd. So if I'm able to go through with it, I'm not in absolute horrendous pain. I'll do it. Um, I use body fat calipers, digital and manual, and bioimpedance scales, measurements, photographs every week. So I do all the tracking that I can do. It doesn't give me anxiety. I just do it.
Yeah.
I try to find a trend, like put the information together and work out what is or isn't working. They go from there. But yeah, it's the calipers put me right now below 8% body fat. And my 8% body fat, realistically, no. Using the gold standard measurement, no. Probably about 10 to 11%. But Contest day, I'll be below 4% body fat for sure.
Oh, damn. Good for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's see. We often didn't have food at home. Sometimes dinner was cheese on toast. We often had sugar sandwiches and ketchup sandwiches, etc. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough too. Depending on, what your parents can afford and stuff that like I was a latchkey kid. So while my parents were, at work, I came home from school and I would just make myself a bowl of cereal or peanut butter and jelly sandwich or peanut butter and fluff if you have fluff over in the UK, fluff or nutter, just like the marshmallow spread.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I would eat that garbage almost every day after school because I have to fend for myself, and that's what was in the house. So, I mean, while that's not all I ate, I did eat stuff like that because I was left to my own devices while my parents were at work.
Yeah, I eat, trying to think what I eat. I was eating like a tube of those cookies. So we got a shop over here called Tesco. It's like our Walmart, I guess, or one of them. And like, you get these tubes of Tesco value cookies. They're a bit like Maryland cookies if you have them.
Okay.
Tube of them, like 10, 12 of them. I'd eat the whole tube after school. I'd dip them in like, I don't know, a litre of milk, whole fat milk, pasteurized as well. So it wasn't great. But yeah, I ate that for years. That was my after school 4 o'clock sort of meal. Breakfast, I can't remember if I ate breakfast. It was a bowl of cereal or toast. Lunch was a bowl of plain pasta at the school because I wouldn't eat anything there because the food was disgraceful. And dinner
Yeah.
was maybe chicken, maybe pasta, maybe rice. That was it.
I mean, whenever my dad cooks, he's Italian, so of course we have the pasta, the eggplant parm. He loves making eggplant parm. Whenever he makes fish, he breads it and fries it, and just everything is fried.
Mm. Yeah, fried in oil as well.
Yeah. Aggravator, laughing here because my 3 fat, hungry Labradors here have just all turned their noses up at some peanut butter. My just dropped on the floor, not even fit for dogs, that stuff. Yeah, dogs love peanut butter, don't they? I know friends usually put them in that toy for the dogs to go to town on. They'll put peanut butter in the whatever, and the dogs just go to town on it.
Yeah, there was a pro bodybuilder who won the Olympia 4 times called Jay Cutler. He made
Oh, I know him,
a
yeah.
dog peanut butter, and he went on Shark Tank.
Huh. Oh, really? He
Yeah,
went on Shark Tank?
yeah,
Did he get a deal?
I think so. Yeah, I think he just went on there for the sake. I mean, he's got like $40 million, so he doesn't need the money. But I think he just went on there just for a publicity stunt. But yeah, pretty
Yeah.
cool.
What's up, Susie? Thanks for joining. Yeah, let us know if you have any questions. We got about 15 minutes left, so if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll just keep talking nonsense. Going through the chat. Let's see. Once a week, man, I used to eat white bread and Nutella. I used to love the Nutella and was that snacks with the Nutella and the pretzel rod things that you dip in the Nutella?
Oh,
I used to love that.
Micados or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I never had those. Wasn't allowed.
Oh, those are so good.
Yeah, I never really got into peanut butter. I mean, I went for a phase for maybe a couple of weeks, maybe 6, 7 years ago, where I'd have like a jar of peanut butter a week. So I just have it on toast or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never really got into it. Never got into like chocolate spreads or anything like that.
I got into all the spreads. There's a lot of Nutella hate going on in the chat, though. Dang.
Oh yeah.
I used to have sugar sandwich. Only thing good, it was probably the butter. Now that I think of it, yeah.
I
I
don't
used
know
to
what a
have
sugar
like,
sandwich is. What is it?
yeah. Actually, tell us in the chat what is a sugar sandwich. I thought you just meant because you ate white bread and that's pretty much sugar.
I'm thinking literally bread, butter, or spread,
And then
sugar.
sugar.
I could be completely ignorant. I don't know.
Like you think they put sugar actually on the sandwich?
I think so. If people eat like you call it jelly, we call it jam. But yeah, I think if you put jam over it, it's pretty much the same thing.
Okay, yeah, let us know. Is sugar sandwiches, do you actually put oh,
Bread,
yeah.
butter, sugar. Oh wow.
Dang, so you actually put, like, actual sugar in your sandwich? No kidding.
One
Huh,
thing my nan does this. She still does it. It seems to be a thing certain English people did back in the day. But it was white bread, butter, apple, like thinly sliced, and crisps. Then more bread,
interesting.
like an apple and crisp sandwich. They called it.
Like crisp, like chips?
like potato chips. Yeah, like not Doritos, but that, Lay's or whatever you call it over there.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, put sugar on the sandwich. Wow. Butter and
incredible.
sugar. Oof. And then way back in 1970 and 80s, you could only get Nutella in Italy. I know I was in Jordan for work in 2019, and Nutella is really big in Jordan and in
Mm,
the Middle East, which I thought was interesting.
pretty cool. I don't know. I don't think there's anything I look back at and think, oh, I would like this. I think I said this before. The only things I really want to have, like I think, oh, I can eat whatever I want and get away with it one day. It'd probably be a cheese sandwich and a full roast dinner. That'd be it.
If you can
So,
eat anything and get away with it, like not gain weight and be healthy for the rest of your life, eating these things, that's what you will go with?
yeah, so it wouldn't be anything like desserty, which is
Pizza?
bizarre because I usually have a sweet tooth. I don't care much for pizza. I just rather just eat the cheese on the cheese sandwich, or I could
Let
put
us
the cheese sandwich in the oven or microwave. Done.
would you put you should put sugar on the cheese sandwich?
Or for more carbs,
Let us know in the
give a
chat
boost.
if you can eat 2 things for the rest of your life and not gain weight or feel like garbage, what would it be? I think mine would
What would
probably
yours be?
be yeah, I think I don't know, I like pizza. I would probably get pizza, and I don't know. I
Was
think
that the Italian
I think
ancestry?
yeah, maybe because I was gonna say spaghetti and meat
Epigenetics.
sauce. Spaghetti and meat sauce probably, yes, but we're going
Yeah,
full blown, like, carb. Well, the meat sauce, spaghetti bolognese.
yeah.
That's what I would
I
go
don't
with.
care much for it. Sophie made me a spaghetti bolognese a long time ago, maybe 5 months ago. I was having a very strange hypoglycemic attack, so my
Huh.
blood sugar was around about 2. I felt really like heading 6. I was like, my body just says eat something. We didn't have any fruit in the house or anything like that. So I was like, well, she's cooking up pasta for the girls. I'll have a plate of it. And I felt better, but that was weird. But yeah, I
Interesting.
quite enjoyed that. That was all right. I don't crave it though. Chips, cheese, not really for me. In terms of like, pizza, pasta, nothing like that.
I think, like, when I was on the cruise with my mom, I did have, a pasta lunch, I wouldn't even say dinner, once. It was, like, fresh, handmade pasta. For that is different than buying the box pasta in the store, 'cause that was the first time I've had pasta in a while. Because usually we do it over Christmas, and we didn't do it this year. So that was my first time having pasta in, like, a year, and it didn't bother me, but I'm sure if I ate the box crap in the store, I'm sure that would be a different story. Because this was, like, fresh, handmade pasta, so I just found it
Mm.
interesting. I didn't feel any way I didn't eat a lot of it, so that might be it too, but because I used to, like, eat the whole thing, go out for seconds, maybe thirds, but yeah, it that actually didn't bother me at all.
There is one other thing actually. What's it called? Tortellini, spinach and ricotta tortellini.
Oh,
So that's the one thing. So like egg pasta shells with a soft cheese and a bit of green spinachy stuff in it.
that's what
I
you
quite
go
like
with?
that. Yeah, I'd add like a shit ton of parmesan on it, and I quite enjoyed that.
What about
Um,
ravioli? That's
no,
got
I
the
don't care
cheese. You
much.
don't like ravioli?
Similar, but they're too small. I like a big chunk of cheese in the middle.
Well, we got, if it was if it was all about calories, all I would eat wa is ice cream. What kind of ice cream? I'm a mint chocolate chip fanatic. What kind of ice cream would it be? That's the difference maker right there.
Mm.
Don't say vanilla.
I had
Chocolate and
vanilla ice cream today. Carnivore vanilla ice cream.
you made
And
strawberry? Is that what you made yesterday?
I made strawberry just
That's
about
what
a
I
week ago. I
thought,
made
strawberry, yeah.
the strawberry, peach, vanilla, dark chocolate, chocolate mint. Actually, not dark chocolate. I've got loads of different flavors of protein powder, but yeah, they're pretty sick. I really enjoy them.
Yeah.
I think they're great.
I need to load up on protein powder. I need to up my game, and I have to buy cream. I might make some ice cream this weekend.
Mm. Yeah,
So, Rick says, of course, his heart attack burger along with T-bone steaks. Michelle says pasta and sauce, french fries,
oh,
or french fries, okay.
oh,
No?
nah.
Ooh, sounds weird, but I used to love porridge. What is
That's a very
porridge?
very British thing to have. It's just oats that are soaked in hot water usually, or milk.
Oh,
Usually add like sauce over them or something like that, or honey, whatever.
there's only one macro in Italy, and that's carbs. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like pizza and pasta and meat sauce, spaghetti bolognese. That's what I would eat. And
There's a
ravioli,
Pizza Hut.
maybe.
There's a Pizza Hut 6 minutes walk from my house.
I don't know about Pizza Hut, although they used to be good and then they tanked. I don't know how they are now, but yeah, I'm talking like going to an Italian restaurant and getting like a margarita pizza like freshly made in the restaurant, not the fast food chains. Although I would eat the fast food chains too. I would love to have chocolate. I can't even have 100%. Like
White
100%
chocolate's
cocoa?
more tolerable for me.
You said white chocolate?
Yeah, well, white chocolate's more tolerable for me. I can't tolerate dark chocolate at all, like remotely.
Really? At
No,
all?
it gives me a massive headache, even like a square.
Interesting. White chocolate, I think,
Yeah.
is underrated. White chocolate's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I make my vanilla ice cream tastes a bit like white chocolate. It's kind of like
Oh,
a
really?
custard cream flavor. Yeah, yeah, I think it's quite nice. But yeah, that's the closest thing I really have. That's like a treat,
Interesting. I
novelty.
just
You
have
know.
Greek yogurt with some berries usually as a treat, but I am gonna make some ice cream.
And
What's that?
and
And
what else?
sometimes I'll put granola, the keto ratio
Mm.
granola, in there,
Or,
and
or
sometimes I'll put
seeds.
dark chocolate chips.
Yeah,
You said seeds?
seeds. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it has seeds in there. I don't know. I don't use a lot of it, and I don't use it all the time, but it is good. I'm not gonna lie. It's a good treat. Um,
treat.
Once a week man, Robert Kiltz makes ice cream with eggs. Yeah, Jonathan makes ice cream with eggs too, or tried it, and I actually might try that this weekend when I make a batch. I might try the whole egg though.
Try the whole egg. Yeah, just make a couple. Use a couple of eggs.
Yeah,
Just get the proportions right. As long as the consistency of get used to making consistency right, the ice cream will turn out fine.
yeah. Then white chocolate tastes like cream of mushroom soup. Ew. White chocolate tastes like cream of mushroom soup. I don't know, Michelle. I don't know what kind of white chocolate you're eating, but the white chocolate I eat doesn't taste like mushroom. I don't know. Or the white
Mm.
chocolate I've had. I actually wasn't a really white chocolate person, but I don't remember it tasting like I don't know. Does it taste like soup to you? It's interesting.
I don't know about that. I've not had it in a long time, so I couldn't really say. I
Yeah, me
couldn't.
neither. Eskimos is carnivore rice. Eskimos.
I imagine they're like some little insect or something.
Ugh.
Look it up.
Eskimos. Let me see. She's puking. Eskimos. Known colloquially as Mexican caviar or insect caviar, bleh, are the
Yeah, near.
edible larvae and pupa of ants of the species. Ew. No.
I know what Andrew's like. Andrew likes very interesting foods, honestly, but out of necessity to make his own healthy foods, he's basically making things like that and feeding it to his chickens or something. Healthy,
Gross.
good, high in DHA. There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah, natural food.
they were talking about using bugs as fillers in food now. I saw an article. I was actually gonna do a reaction of it or talk about on one of my lives, but yeah. They're
That's
talking
weird.
about using 5 reasons to use bugs as filler in food now, as ingredients in food. I was like, "Good gravy, what's happening?" Their food system, can't we just eat food?
Let's degenerate our own food and make non-food,
Yeah.
basically.
Oh. Is it possible to make ice cream without an ice cream maker? I use, I don't know about ice cream, but I have a blender before I did buy my Ninja Creamy, but I had a blender and I would make kind of like a parfait type texture. Like as if you put just the right amount of liquid and don't over pour, it'll be a thicker consistency and you can eat it like ice cream, with a spoon and all that stuff. So I mean, you can make something like that with just a blender and you might just have to play around with the amount of liquid you put in to make sure you get the thicker consistency, but yeah, you can do that with a blender.
I used to make it 2021 for my contest, make a carnivore ice cream. I didn't have a ice cream maker back then. what I remember doing was using is either quark or protein fromage frais with protein powder, with an egg yolk, with cream, single cream, I think it was. Basically, I blitz up in an actual blender, proper blender, and freeze it in the refrigerator. What I found was I'd put it in a wide kind of flat container with a lid on it. I'll leave it in the freezer overnight, take it out. Within about 3 to 4 hours, you can just about carve out an ice cream. But the texture isn't quite as good as using an ice cream maker, but it's not a bad option. It works.
Yeah, the Ninja Creamy gets it like an actual ice cream consistency and texture. But I mean, I used to have just parfait smoothies, I called it, with just my blender. It's not the texture is not as good as an ice cream maker, but it's good enough to give you the same, I guess, fix. But you can give that a shot.
Yeah.
Maggots equal disco rice. That's disgusting. Question for Jonathan. Could you do a video on your protein carnivore ice cream? He just put one out. It's for members only, but he'll release it when are you going to release it to the general public?
What today? Monday, Tuesday. Probably middle to end of next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we are coming to a close. I know Jonathan has a hard stop at 8 p.m. his time, and I have a meeting to prepare for because it's still mid-afternoon for me. But before we end, I do want to shout out to my people watching on my channel. I apologize for having to reschedule my live for tonight. I rescheduled it for Thursday, but because of that, I am going to put out a video. I plan to release it on Wednesday. I should probably record it tomorrow. But I'm very behind, and this week has kind of gotten away from me already, and it just started. So I apologize for having to reschedule that. But I am putting out one recorded video a week as my goal and one live a week, usually on Mondays. But again, I apologize. So I just wanted to put that out there. So I know some people saw that I originally scheduled it for tonight, but I did have to reschedule. So I apologize for that. But I appreciate you all sticking with me. Jonathan, what do you have coming up to close us out?
Just a load of really, 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 really useful videos that people should watch. I'm not joking.
I like it.
I think you should watch them. There's one coming out. It's already out to channel members right now, and that is a video about fat loss. It explains the ins and outs of fat loss, how you go about doing it, the most important things to consider. And in my opinion, it kind of goes against the grain of what a lot of people say online about dairy, for example, about exercise. It kind of paints a picture of what I think is the most accurate way to lose body fat and what the hierarchy is, what you need to think about first. So I recommend that one. It's 20 minutes long. It's very well explained. But that one I highly recommend people watch. That would be probably one of my favorite videos that I've made. What are the other ones? Do I have anything else going on? Loads of interviews. People have interviewed me. Kent Carnivore, Stephen Thomas. Stephen Thomas told me that he's releasing his one of me tomorrow, 27th, apparently. So, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I pretty much don't have anything coming out. I am gonna, like I said, try to release a video on Monday, and I'm planning my content to be non-reactionary. So hang around and see what I have coming out. I am mixing up my content. So but yes, that's what you can expect from me going forward. But yeah, so that is pretty much all I have. Do you have any parting words, or are you good to go, Jonathan?
Now, just keep an eye on the lives tomorrow. So tomorrow night, 7 p.m. UK time, the Carnivore Team GB live Q&A, an hour long. Great questions, great answers, hopefully. What else? Thursday, Saturday, I'll be releasing videos, a few shorts during the week of training stuff. But other than that, join as a channel member if you haven't yet already for £1, $1.30 a month. I think it's very, very, very much worth it. Also means on my channel, you can go onto my chat on the lives and actually ask questions, get them answered by me and my lovely guests during that session. So I highly recommend that. It's my way of keeping the questions on point, because otherwise I get questions about stuff that isn't really relevant to me on my channel. So, people that subscribe to me are going to go for like the body composition stuff, and that's what I'm really interested in getting right with the channel members and subscribers.
Yeah.
That's all.
Sweet. Well, I kind of just hijacked Jonathan's stream, so I guess I'll close this out. But thank you all for hanging with us in the chat. I'm not sure when I'll be back with you, but thank you all for hanging out with us. Stay tuned for Jonathan's Carnivore Muscle Ramblings next week, and who knows, maybe I'll be here. Other than that, have a happy and healthy day, friends. See you later.